Okay, I'd like to record a quick video here showing you how to use the function part of your graphing calculator if you don't already know how to use that, and use the function part of your graphing calculator to come up with function values and also to be able to graph with different window sizes. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit the Y equals button, which is right here. This is an emulator for a TI-84. So if we click on Y equals, then we can type in our function. Our independent variable is X. So even if we're working with a function that has an independent variable T, we'll use X for the purpose of this calculator. So my function is 64 minus 16, and then quantity X minus 1 quantity squared. Okay, and so what this is basically a model for a ball, and its position with respect to time. Its vertical position with respect to time, and this is in feet. So this would be 64 feet, and X would be time in seconds. So if I graph it, it looks something like that. Well, that's beautiful. That's usually not how it comes out initially. Usually it comes out based on the zoom standard here. So if I go down to zoom standard, I clicked on that zoom button, zoom standard. This is how it comes out initially, which is off the screen. Doesn't look so great. So if you kind of have an idea of what your X values are and your Y values are, that's really helpful because then you can just go to window and put that in there. Another thing you can do is you can go to zoom and go to zoom fit. And if you scroll down to zoom fit, you see it right there, hit enter. And so it fits it on the screen and doesn't look great, but it looks okay. It looks better than it did before. At least it's not off the screen anymore. At least we can see the Y values. And then you could actually trace through some of the Y values, get an idea of how high the Y values go. And then you can make your window accordingly. So window, I'm going to go from 0 to 3 because I can see the seconds go from 0 to 3. And then for the Y value, I'm going to go from 0 to like, it says 63.94 right now. I'm going to go to 70. I'm going to change that to 70. And now I'm going to graph it and see that looks pretty good. So this is where the ball starts when it's thrown initially into the air. The ball goes up until it hits a peak at some point, and then it starts coming back down again until eventually hits the ground. Looks like right at 3 seconds. And so I can hit this trace button, which is great because the trace button, once I click on it, I then use my arrows. And on my arrows, I can see a Y value that goes with every X value. So I can just trace by hitting the arrows, and it'll tell you all the different points on this graph and the corresponding X and Ys. And I can also type in specific X values. So I can type in, if I want to, 0.8, which is a time, and hit enter, and it'll tell me the corresponding Y values. So when the time is 0.8 seconds, the Y value is 63.36. So it gives me a Y value or any X value I want. If I type in a 1, that would be T equals 1. At T equals 1, the Y value is at 64. So the initial height is here. And if I want to know what the initial height is, I can plug in 0 for my time. And the initial height is 48. So it gives me a Y value for every X value, which is really nice. You can also go to zoom and do zoom box. And so hit enter there. And what that allows you to do, and now I can use the arrows, and I can actually can hold down the arrows so it'll go faster. And if I hit enter, I can start to draw a box, and that allows me to zoom in based on the box I create. This is another way to try to create windows that you might be interested in. Hit enter, and it zooms in quite a bit just for that little box window that I created. I can do that again if I want to, and I can just keep zooming in by drawing a box. So I hit enter, and I can go this way. I can go up, and I can just keep drawing boxes that way by keep zooming in as many times as I want. So that's how you find function values with a calculator. It's also how you control the windows to be able to see what the function values are doing.